you kind of get the feeling that these fires are not 100% natural. Now, I feel like a lot of natural things occurred in the process in terms of dry fall, dry timber that wasn't cleared out. But when you start looking behind the scenes, you realize, they weren't allowed. No one was allowed to clean out that dry fall. Why is that? Why are you banned from cleaning out these valleys and these flat areas that have all this dry brush, which is going to become kindle? Knowing that you're in a fire hazard area that's going to have a fire season. So it didn't make sense. Sometimes it seems like the perfect storm was being set up. And then, you hear all these different accounts. The reservoirs were empty. Now, you hear firemen and you hear officials talking about and actually showing video clips on news feeds, mainstream news channels, empty reservoirs, and talking about they've been empty for months. Then you have Biden come on and make a claim that the reservoirs had water, but the reason why the fire hydrants didn't work was because they cut the electricity off, and because the electricity was off, they couldn't pump water. Well, that system is independent of the public system anyway as a backup. So that didn't make any sense to me as well. Then you had Elon Musk making some statements about it, and he went on and some firemen were there, but all of a sudden they were trying to say, no, the reservoirs had water in it the whole time. So you see this incongruent story where it just keeps getting tossed around, and it's almost like the blame ended up being put on the people. At one point, they came to a statement saying that the people should have been rationing their water better. I mean, so the citizens are responsible for this, even though this place is on the coastline of an ocean. And people are saying, well, you can't use the salt water. Well, why can't you use salt water? Because Navy vessels use salt water. Submarines use salt water. When you get on a Navy vessel or you go on a submarine, especially a nuclear-powered submarine or the Navy vessels now that are powered by hydrogen or nuclear, they go out for months, sometimes years. Where are they getting the water from? They're not taking water with them. They're taking it from the ocean, desalinating it and distilling it and utilizing it for bath, cooking, drinking water, everything else. Same thing can be done with the ocean on the coast of California. They need to set up a desalination plant and pump in billions of tons of water to utilize for aquifers and the fire department and have an emergency sprinkler system. But it seems like that definitely wasn't in play. Now, the mayor, in my opinion, made a lot of bad decisions as well. So she's taking a lot of flack. Yeah. There was some type of negotiation to go on with these insurance companies. The insurance companies like State Farm and Allstate and all the big companies, they wanted a rate hike of some type or a better negotiated deal, and the negotiation didn't go properly, so they pulled out. That's the story that they're going with. But they pulled out right before these fires. Some as little as 2 weeks before, as Mel Gibson talked about online just a few days ago on Joe Rogan, and then also some up to 2 months ago, they pulled out and canceled all these policies right before the fires came. They had to have some type of foreknowledge that these fires were possibly coming based on their geological research. They probably anticipated, some computer model told them, hey, this is going to be a bad fire season. If an accidental fire starts, they wouldn't be able to stop it. And then, of course, the lack of funding to the fire department by $17 million. Who cuts the fire department budget in a fire zone? I mean, come on.
Crazy.
It doesn't make sense. And then you have another public official that came on just yesterday in an interview talking about getting the legal team together and being so excited and smiling. We're going to be rebuilding LA, and it's going to be LA 2.0, and we've already been fast tracking this situation, and we got the developers locked in. So they're already working on this whole rebuilding campaign while people are still struggling to find a place to sleep tomorrow. And the best that they've got is a guarantee that they'll get $700 from the government, which is peanuts. And we just sent, I don't know how many hundreds of millions over the last few years to Ukraine.
Billions.
Hundreds of billions, correct. Hundreds of billions to the Ukraine. Just cut $2 billion last week, I think it was. So it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't add up. To me, it looks like the Hawaii situation. It looks like another land grab. People say, oh, it's a conspiracy. Things happen on this level, of this magnitude. They happen in such a big scale that the illusion is so great that the average person will fail to see exactly what's going on. They created, in my personal opinion, this isn't a fact, my opinion, the perfect firestorm, pun intended, that allowed this situation to propagate because they have the 2028 Olympics coming up. And we know that in Rio de Janeiro, they displaced how many people down there? 22,000 people, civilian citizens living there, displaced.
Wow.
Nowhere to go. The same thing was going to happen in LA. It's quite convenient that a fire did it anyway. And now that these people will never get these houses rebuilt, they'll be forced to move, and they'll be able to rebuild that city in a way that they want it. Like they said, the contractor said, brand new, developments, brand new luxury housing, brand new plazas and malls and everything else. They've already got it laid out. This has been laid out, in my opinion, for years, just waiting for the right opportunity, and the right opportunity finally presented itself.
Yeah, they're calling it LA 2.0.
Yeah.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.